Alright, hello, McFluffy52 here, back with some more Brothers War action. Today I'm bringing you a deck that I called Sloppy Soldiers. Um, it's really, the origin story of the deck is I tried to create a cool Karn Tezzeret deck that would occasionally work, but I tried to record a video about it, and we were just getting murdered on a ladder. It wasn't like I played the game in normal queue and I had like a 55% win rate. It was like pretty like standard run of the mill. And then played ranked queue, got a bunch of bad matchups, were just losing and didn't ever really get to show the deck quite as I hoped. Maybe like one game and that was like 40 minutes into the video as I was recording and I was like, no. And then I tried to make tweaks to it, see if I could record a new video or like improve it, and it didn't really work out. So today I am trying out soldiers in the most haphazard way possible. Basically, looked up the word soldier keyword and threw together whatever rare soldiers I had, basically. So I got the full playset of Yotian Frontliner, or Yotian Frontliner, I don't know what you want to call it. Recruitment Officer, as our one drops, we get Cathar Commando because it can destroy artifacts or enchantments, so that's kind of nice. Resolute Reinforcements creates a token, flash it in. We got Harbin, Vanguard, Aviator. This one's good because when you attack with 5 or more soldiers, your creatures you control gain +1/+1 and flying. So if we can create a bunch of soldier tokens, can then go ahead and swing it in the air and probably kill our opponents that way. Got one copy of Brutal Cathar. Probably want more of these. Can exile opponent's target creature until Brutal Cathar leaves the battlefield. And if it flips from night to day, we can exile more than one creature eventually. Siege Veteran, probably one of the best cards in Standard at the moment. Or probably one of the best soldiers at the moment. Very similar to Luminarch Aspirant. At the beginning of your combat turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. But it also has the feature that whenever a non-token creature, whenever a non-token soldier you control dies, create a +1 or create a 1/1 soldier artifact creature token. We got 2 copies of Faithbound Judge here, which is 1 generic, 2 white. It's a defender flying. At the beginning of your upkeep, you put faith counters on it. Or it starts with Judge counters or judgment. Yeah, sorry, they're judgment counters. So at the beginning of your upkeep, you put a judgment counter on it. Once you get 3 judgment counters on it, it can attack, though it doesn't have defender, and so it's basically a 4/4 flying with vigilance. 3 turns in, it loses defender, it can start swinging in. So you got a 4/4 flying with vigilance, pretty good stats. The flip side is if it dies, you can disturb it out of the graveyard for 7 mana, which is a lot. But if you can get that, you can curse the enemy opponent, and if 3 more turns go by, they lose the game, because it says at the beginning of your upkeep, put a judgment counter on it, and then if there are 3 or more judgment counters on it, enchanted player loses the game. And then if they manage to remove it, exile the card, right? Okay, so that's another soldier. That one's a mythic from Crimson Vow that I happen to actually have. Gavony Dawnguard. I have like 2 copies of it in here. It's a Ward 1, 3/3, switches night and day. You can look at top 4 cards of your library for a mana value 3 or less creature and put it into your hand. And then lastly, most importantly, Skystrike Officer, another one of the amazing soldiers from Brothers War. And whenever it attacks, create a 1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature token. So this can help us get a bunch of tokens if they don't have a good answer to it. And then we can tap 3 untapped soldiers and draw a card. And then another card that I've happened to actually get a few copies of, to be specific, is Myrel, Shield of the Argive, mythic 3/4 soldier for 4 mana, 3 generic, 1 white. And it says, during your turn, opponents can't cast abilities, or can't cast spells, or activate abilities of artifact, creatures, or enchantments. So this can actually kind of hose your opponent out from counterspelling you, or For instance, if they want to wait and activate their what do they call it? The sleeper dude? The the one black sleeper dude? I forget. Anyways, if it attacks, create X11 colorless soldier artifact creature tokens for X is the number of soldiers you control, so we can start exploding our board if we ever get to attack in with this. Lastly, I just picked the fun cards out of the deck that I was making, which is Urza's Command and Karn's Living Legacy. It does have a fair amount of synergy with Yotian Frontliner. Where is it? Well, I guess only Skystrike Officer and Myrel. If we can get those, any of those three onto the board at the same time with like these two, there is some synergy because these create soldier or artifact soldiers, and artifacts work well with Karn Living Legacy because we can tick it up to create power stones, which is not really relevant. But if we can emblem it, we can tap untapped artifacts we control and do 1 damage to any target. Then we can start using our soldiers to kind of shoot them in the face or do other things. So that's really the fun plan. And then Urza's Command, probably will be picking the Scry one, draw the card option, or giving the opponent's creatures -2/-0. That's really nice for keeping, or it sort of acts as like almost a fog. And then create a tap 0/0 colorless construct artifact creature token with this creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control, so we can create probably a pretty decently sized artifact or construct with that. Then lastly, lands, just whatever rare lands I had. Atakar Waste, Desert Beach. Actually, we have 3 Fortified Beachheads, which is very nice because they can enter untapped if we control soldier, or reveal soldier. Enters the battlefield tapped unless you reveal soldier card or you control a soldier. Yeah. And then we can pay 5 and give soldiers we control +1/+1 until end of turn. So there's something there. We got 1 Otawara, 1 Eiganjo. It's lobby soldiers. See what soldiers can do in standard if you just put them together with no sort of plan. Oh my. Went to drink some water and I immediately checked on it. Okay, this hand's awful. That's better. I will say I played 1 game with this deck. And we actually won it using the Faithbound Judge. The Faithbound Judge, the Sinner's whatever it's called, the Sinner's something or other. Go ahead, reveal our Yotian Frontliner, play it. Went ahead and got rid of the Faithbound Judge here because I think we're gonna be wanting. Oh, we're matched up against Bant soldiers. It looks like. Interesting. Go ahead, play with planes. Don't really get anything from playing this first. We'll go ahead, swing with a Yotian Frontliner and see if they want to trade. It's maybe a bit of misplay. I haven't played with soldiers before, so I don't know exactly what's the best plan in terms of holding back blockers and stuff. They're playing Bant though, which is interesting. There is one soldier, like I think it's a common card or an uncommon card that's actually pretty good. Okay, they're just playing interesting things. Man, I need to make another deck with fight rigging soon because I feel like they've added a bunch that people have been using fight rigging with. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up their Yotian Frontliner. It's not really ideal, but don't really want them having any creatures that they can actually use to get their fight rigging off. Though if they draw another blue land and then they have the octopus, they might. Nope. There is a few cards that come in with 6 toughness, so you can instantly trigger fight rigging with. Alright, we're gonna play Otawara here, play Myrel. Go ahead, swing it with Harbin and our Yotian Frontliner, because we can always recur our Frontliner. Give our Harbin an extra pump. Bump, bump. You can go ahead and play all of these things out and then swing in with Myrel, get a ton of tokens. Our opponent here, they do have enough for a board wipe if they're planning to do any sort of board wipe. Okay, our opponent, just a kind of mix of cards. A weird Bant soldiers. Oh, whenever you attack with one or more creatures you control with counters on them. I thought it was only that creature in particular. Okay, well, good to know. We'll take our beats here. Not particularly concerned, actually. Go play a Yotian Frontliner, Recruitment Officer. Swinging with another Yotian Frontliner. Swinging with Myrel, swinging with... Ooh, we could give everything flying if we wait a turn, but we do want to get Myrel. We'll go ahead and swing in like this. We can actually pump our Myrel so she can tank. And boom, she won't die. My goodness. Myrel is crazy. Like, that's illegal. There's no way they win this unless they have a board wipe. Unless they also have a, what's the card called? Titan of Industry underneath their fight rigging. And something to trigger fight rigging. That does not look like something to trigger fight rigging. And we're going to be sending everyone to the air next turn with Harbin, so... I think it's game over. They get double pump it, but it's not enough. It's still 6/7, so it's not 7 power to trigger fight rigging. If you know what fight rigging does, hide away at the beginning of your combat turn. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. If you control a creature with 7 power or greater, you may play the exiled card without paying its mana cost. Then you look at the top 5 cards, and then you exile one of those cards. That's what hideaway is. Soldiers already putting in work. What do we have? Some vampire. Some Phyrexian text to greet us as we go into our third match with the deck. I wonder if we'll actually be able to kind of like sweep with this deck. Because so far, so good. This deck has been winning. Is the proof in the pudding that Soldiers is just good? Do we want to play... Which one of these do we want to play? Well, if we play... No. This makes more sense. This gets us more damage over the course of everything. We don't have anything to play for 2. We go ahead and play Yotian Frontliner. Then we'll play Faithbound Judge next. It looks like they're playing blacks. They might be playing somewhat controlling, so Faithbound Judge is not honestly a terrible thing to play out and see if it gets killed. Skystrike Officer is more likely to die, and if we play Skystrike Officer, we can potentially... So if we play Skystrike Officer and it dies, and we have these creatures out, we can potentially get use of the second ability and try and draw a card at least. Cut down. Well, we'll go ahead and swing in regardless. Faithbound Judge, pumped for no good reason. We'll go ahead and get our Faithbound Judge, or not our Faithbound Judge, our Skystrike Officer here. Use our Yotian Frontliner as a sort of chump blocker. We now have the ability to activate or make use of Skystrike Officer's ability. They're not going to actually swing in though, because we have Faithbound Judge, which can chump the Graveyard Trespasser. Shieldred is very problematic, but that's fine. Pass to attackers. They're not going to attack in. Don't have a kill spell available. We'll go ahead and pay our two life, draw a card. Faith counter. Oh, draw. My bad. Ooh, that's very good. Resolve. Play this. We're gonna be able to send everything to the air very shortly here. this legendary? What is... Or is this saying I can play it? Okay. We can play this, we can play this. That actually gives us a lot of potential damage next turn. Go ahead, create our 1/1, and then we'll be able to draw next turn. Or before. Alright, our opponent has a pretty good life gain plan going, but we're going to be swinging in pretty hard. Go ahead, take this. I will tap Harbin, Gavony, and yeah, the token, because we can always reoccur the Frontliner. Boom. Myrel. Okay, Myrel is huge. Will we be able to not bleed out is the real question here. We might be regretting drawing our cards, but time will tell. Myrel is huge. We want to go ahead, attack in with about everything, actually. We'll go ahead, pump. What do we want to pump? Pump the token, it doesn't make too much of a difference. Oh! That's lethal! Well, soldiers, everybody. Soldiers. My goodness. I know I was complaining in other videos. I was like, ah, man, just play it. I'm trying to make these like cards that I want to work, and they're just not good though. And I was like, well, yeah, I guess like what you really need to do is just play the play the meta cards in it. It's feeling a bit like if you just play the meta cards, it works out well for you. I mean, granted, we have like Urza's Command and Karn in this deck and Faithbound Judge, and it's really just a random collection of stuff, but Flame Blast Bolt, it's a good answer to our unearthing creature, but that's not a huge problem. Is it? What are we going to be doing in Is It? Probably something dirty. Cast our Resolute Reinforcements on our opponent's end step. They have mana to counterspell. Urza's rebuff, so that's good for us. We want to get out our good stuff while that's paid down. Pay 1 life to get our Skystrike Officer, which is huge. Could have played Gavony Dawnguard. Okay. This is reminding me a lot of CGB's. What is it? What is it called? I should have played Faithbound Judge there. That's a bit my bad. Teamer chaotic, whatever you want to call it. Alright, we'll go ahead, play Faithbound Judge here. The Ward 1 of the Gavony Dawnguard. Very nice. A Hullbreaker Horde could come down at any point here, which is not good. My god. Flame Blast Bolt and Obliterating Bolt. The only things that they take. They played 1 draw spell so far. I probably should not have just thrown out my Cathar Commando, but I think they were tapped out for the most part, so. Jaya.
You know what's happened to all my enemies? They've taught them everything they know.
We're gonna have to swing in on the Jaya. We can pump down their creatures if we want. Well, we'll go ahead. That was not the right block, if you ask me, but we can just do that, and then wait until, yeah. Oi, oi, oi. There's some good cards in there, though. Unfortunate. I was about to say, is there a reason why we can't play on their turn? Opponent memory deluging for maximum value. We're gonna Cathar Commando their monk. I think that's the plan.
You're no match for my student.
Your student is no match for my commando. Admittedly, not sure if that is our most favorable option here, but alright. Yep, block it up. And turn. We have Urza's command, so we can create a construct. This is going to be a 2/2, and then scry 1, draw 1. Our opponent keeping their draw up. Memory deluge. Create this. Actually, we'll wait until this resolves so they don't know what we're up to. Oh my god. She creates so many blockers every turn.
Impress me.
Scry 1, draw 1. Tank a damage. Recruitment Officer is cool, but not exactly what I'm hoping for. Alright, well, this will do. Probably not our smartest move there, but Jaya is slowly going to die, I swear. That turn. Keep the Yotian Frontliner. No reason to recur it right now. Blast Zone is not friendly for us. Teferi. Oh my goodness. Is it Spell Slinger?
Get out there and
But
blaze
it's
a path.
it's Planeswalkers. Oh god. Now we're gonna need something good to get us out of this one. Alright, well, we'll rush the Yotian Frontliner out next to combat. Which is a bigger threat? I mean, shoot, I don't know. The problem is Jaya can create a bunch of dangerous attackers, so we'll go ahead and do this. We'll give this one to spread out the pain. Interesting choice to bounce with. Go ahead and blow up the monk to keep something on our board. I think we just got controlled. Oh, removal, counter, removal, 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 removal. Oh, Solar Scrutiny, that's fun. And then 2 card draw spells.
Taught them everything they know.
I've got eyes everywhere.
I don't believe we have a fancy draw to get us out of this one, so we'll just take our slow death. How many removal spells was that? 1, 2. I'm counting Fading Hope as removal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then throwing a counter spell. I think we did decent for having to deal with 7 removal spells. And then the counter spell on top.
Go on. Impress me.
Alright, we just gotta survive long enough for Faithbound Judge to put in its work. Like this. Oh shit. Oops. I don't have enough to do that anymore. Well, Recruitment Officer, do you find anything? Skystrike Officer. Harbin. Cathar Commando. Decent. We got Cathar Commando here. The other ones are just gonna. These are ultimately gonna be chump blockers, so. I think we're dead regardless, because they probably have enough spells to blow up our entire board and then swing in, or Silver Scrutiny for like 2 million and blow up our entire board. Yeah, we couldn't have Faithbound Judge there, because otherwise we would have just died. Alright. Holy shit, bro. I will surrender. Thought I was being courteous, letting you try and kill me. There you go. And that's lethal.
Get out there and blaze a path.
Okay. Just swing in.
That handsome devil.
You're playing control, I thought you could count. Alright, that's the first one we lost. Honestly, not that bad, all things considered. Oh, my bad. I closed something and it beeped. Alright, we're gonna keep this hand. We got a fair amount of creatures. Not quite enough to make Harbin go off, but probably hold off playing Resolute Reinforcements so that we can take them a bit by surprise when we can get our Harbin off. Boomer energy with the blue sleeves, so I know we're in for a good time, not for a. Ooh. They play a mountain though. Blue sleeves, mono red burn. Cool. We have like 3 Karns, I'm pretty sure. We drew both of them, so starting off strong with the double Karn. They're just flashing Cathar Commando. Don't think anything in the graveyard matters, so we can leave their etching. Oi, 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 oi. This is turn 2, right? I'm not wrong, right? This is turn 2? No, this is turn 3. They started first, I think. Feels awful. The Brutal Cathar they're etching. What was the correct move? Old Brutal Cathar, they're etching. None of the other players are particularly good. You could probably easily make this deck better by swapping out Karn and of course. Well, yes, sir. All right. Burn gets us. He did not curve out well here. But yeah, you can swap these out for, what are they called? Kayla's Reconstruction is a pretty decent card in the soldier deck because you're going to be playing soldiers that are all, like, pretty low mana cost. And then you can, soldiers generally have a lot of synergy, so if you can get a bunch of soldiers on the battlefield, more, like, lords you have, and the more, other stuff you have. Don't know what I want to do here. I'm gonna go ahead and take the damage. Play a Myrel. Swing in with basically everything besides the token and Myrel, just in case we need to chump with the token. Plan is just to block with Myrel. If they kill our Myrel, we have another one. They have the Ronin, so they could swing in with just about everything. High speed hover bike. That is something I don't think anyone's seen for a while now. Alright, we'll go ahead and chump with our soldier token. Might actually swing in with our Myrel next turn, and then... Ooh, then we could just choose to not block, and then we get another token. Next turn. They definitely have a burn spell. We should play it a little bit somewhat intelligently. Can play this. It gives us more tokens. Which is good. Or we could save, swing in with everything, get 3 tokens, play a Myrel as like a chump blocker. I think we'll go ahead and play this and get more tokens. If this means, boom, if we can survive a turn, we kill. Basically it. Did we find a win against Mono Red Burn? Crazy. Good game. You don't have enough. Oh wait, no you do. Forgot they had the hover bike. Though I wouldn't have expected a Lizard Blades. We're this close against winning them. Winning against them. Hey, you sleep there? Opponent is taking their time to find their bloody thumbs. to swipe across the greasy iPad and click resolve or attack or go next. It's okay, Boomer. It is okay. I can also be slow. They found their keyboard right as they get my concede. Congrats, bro. Holy moly. This is gonna be the last game. Yeah, this deck, the main reason I made it was it's just like, okay, well, soldiers they got a lot of synergies and pretty popular. Or like they just got so much going for them. And can you just throw together a soldier deck and make something work? Cut down. No? Vicious underdog. Play Yotian Frontliner. We'll just swing in, it doesn't make too much of a difference. Opponent not gonna block it, which is a bit of a mistake. We're playing soldiers, we are aggro. Probably gonna swing in with a Tenacious Underdog. Swing in with one, play another. Okay, well, not exactly the order of operations that I was thinking of, but works. It works. Alright, ooh. Whenever you attack with 5 or more. No, we can't quite get there. Okay, we'll resolute. Okay, we'll swing in, I think, regardless. Are they gonna block? That is a bit annoying. Alright, maybe we shouldn't have swung in there. We want to get our Harbin going. So... Alright, we'll play this. Huh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Our opponent's just better. At this point I think we already lost. I don't think there's anything we can do. We could top deck into a Myrel. Next to combat, I'll attack. Damage. And turn. They get their menacing 2/2 that drained us for 2. Phyrexian Rager, when it enters the battlefield, you lose 1 life, draw a card. How much is that? That's 3 mana? Probably not worth in that regard then. Do we want to kill this? That's like the real question here. They're fast blockers. I can't bring myself to do that. Alright. Go play Resolute Reinforcements perhaps. Urza's Command. That's fun. We don't have enough mana to cast it regardless. Go ahead and attack with everything. Go ahead. Resolute Reinforcements pump. Probably could pump the token, but it doesn't make a difference. Not a huge one at least. Go ahead, kill the Nezumi road captain, I think. And turn. I think we can let our Yotian Frontliner die here to block something. That is just bloody annoying. They printed two really great 1-mana sagas. Kibudu Reckoner Raid, which is not bad at all, and then the Etchings of Kamano mono red one. Oh, this feels like an uphill battle. Let's make it die. Ah, go ahead, concede now. If we had Kayla's reconstruction, so these are his commands, even that would just be better. Your Autohora. We're dead anyway we play this. Alright, well, this was sloppy soldiers. We won 3 and then we lost 3 in a row. If the server can respond. Let's say, I don't know where my music went, but I'd say generally these soldier cards are really strong, to the point where, yeah, they do work well to if you just like slap them together. Cathar Commando, I still don't, thought it might be good in this deck. It's a good 3-1, so it's good for swinging out. The sacrifice ability is not great on it though, because it just, it's then like a 3-mana remove enchantment, which I mean, yeah, it is a creature at the same time, so enchantment or artifact. So definitely get rid of Karn Leaving Legacy and Urza's Command. We drew into Urza's Command there at the end, and we didn't have enough blue to play it. We're not playing that many blue creatures. You probably want to pump up the number of. Well, actually, you can probably add one. You don't need that many of a legendary card, but definitely a really great card. We saw how it actually stole a win there against. What were we playing against? I think it was a mono black deck. I don't remember, but allowing us to take to the air, pump our creatures, and really just slam our opponents there. Siege Veteran probably would be much stronger option than Urza's Command as well. Ideally, you don't play this many 4-drops, is one thing I would also say. Is you're playing an aggro deck, you want things to be more lower cost. I don't know if you need to play any more like 1-drops here. Probably could afford to like another 2-drop of some kind, though I don't think there's any that give you a soldier type. So you probably want to fill out your 3-drop spot here a little bit better. Remove the Karn, remove the Urza. The real hope there was to try and go off with the Myrel, but the thing is, it, probably not the best idea considering how Myrel, once you get all those tokens, you're kind of already winning. So we could have won against that mono red deck that we played against if they did not have that flying buggy. What was it? Ah, shoot, what's it called? That tapped down our mural, and then they were able to give it double strike with the lizard blades. incredibly strange deck they were playing. They managed to sort of eke out a win, and we almost managed to eke out a win against them though, because the next turn we had the Harbin, which would send everything flying, and then we got a bunch of creature tokens from our Myrel. So Myrel, amazing card. Uh, Harbin, amazing card. And then Faithbound Judge can actually be a pretty decent card. Probably decent in this kind of I would say it's probably a decent card in the Soldier's deck because particularly it is a defender, well, not defender, but the fact that it's a flying and it has vigilance and it's a 4/4. Because yeah, you have your Skystrike Officer, but it's a 2/3, and then you have your Harbin, but he's a 3/2, and so he doesn't have a whole ton of toughness to like block repeatedly. And then this gives you an alternate win con with the Sinner's Judgment, which if you're playing soldiers and you're kind of out of luck, that might actually not be a terrible way to eke out a few extra wins. Do I think it's amazing? No, it doesn't have. It has to go through the whole defender thing, and so if you're trying to tack in, but it works well with all the soldiers cards that wants you to have like a mass of soldiers. That is one thing I found that I was struggling with there is, do I swing in and potentially trade a card? Do I swing in and try and trade a soldier, or do I kind of hold off to see if we can draw like a Harbin and then we need five soldiers? So like, was that trade really worth it because we went down a soldier? They just went down a random creature. So there is a bit of a conflict there, but I think that's another reason why like Kayla's reconstruction works particularly well with soldiers or something like that because, well, you end up being able to make that like critical mass of soldiers a lot easier. So that would be what I would say for this deck is you probably want to fill out your 3-drop. Brutal Cathar, pretty good, though I do feel like a lot of creatures have pretty decent ETBs, but if you can get rid of, in particular, if you can get rid of the enemy Shieldred, uh, that's probably going to help you out a lot because then they don't have a death touching 4/5 that also drains and gains life. So that's what I would say for soldiers. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'll be trying to return to daily videos here shortly, but fortunately, been kind of busy. And then besides that, feel free to follow me on Twitch at McFluffy52. I will, and that is going to be all for today. Have a nice morning, evening, afternoon, night, whenever or wherever you're watching. Ciao.